Hello everyone. Okay, so in this particular lesson I'm going to be showing us slow motion and motion track and how to make the camera follow you. Okay, so I already imported a footage from Pixel. I told us that Pixel is my go-to whenever I want to download stock videos or stock pictures. I go to Pixel because their quality is usually very clear and high, and I just love what I see there. So I went there and I wanted to get a video that has so much motion in it, so we could use it to learn a lot about motion track and how to make the camera follow you. And so I got this particular video where this boy is playing a football. Okay, so but then the video came in slow-mo, so let me just play it for us to see. Right, so this is how the video came. It came in slow motion. So if I want to remove a slow-mo, what do I do? So that's the first thing I'm going to be showing us. So I'm going to highlight my video and I'm going to move direct to speed. Right, so in the speed I'm going to choose the speed I want, because I want this to play very fast, or play fast at least. Let's just be normal. Okay, I'm going to increase it to 2x. Now 2x is going to be this, so it's now faster. Okay, if I still want to increase it, I can take it up to 5x. Now this is fast. Let's just keep it normal. Okay, so yeah, I could just leave it at the speed. Now if you want to get it to move slow again, it's just to reduce the speed, and that is how you get your slow motion. Now I'm going to use another video, since this one came already as a slow motion, motion video. Let me do this or another video altogether. Right, so going back to my Capcut homepage, I'm going to click the second video which I already recorded, and this is how the video came.
Alright, so I believe you've learned the basic things we talked
about. The speed is normal. Okay,
and in this
so if I want to,
it's just about to become exciting.
Alright, so at this point, let's say I want to make just a section to move slowly. I'm going to split and split. Right, so let's say this is just a section I want to reduce the speed and I want it to be on slow-mo. I would move to speed, go to normal, and then reduce the speed to get what I want. I'll just play it and confirm that this is exactly how I want it.
The fundamentals, yes.
Right, so that section has been made to move slowly. Right, so I can undo it and I can also go back and do it. So you can choose any section at all you want to apply the slow motion and then just reduce the speed. That's all you have to do. Right, okay, so let me now show you how to motion track, all right, and how to make the camera follow you in a video. Now let me go back to the other video. Remember that we just downloaded a video and this is what we have, but then I want the video to follow this football. Right, I want the video to follow this football. So first of all, I don't like the length of this video. I think I want to trim it, but we can still do this with or without trimming it. Now to make the camera follow you, we are just going to use what we call the keyframe. Right, the keyframe is a section of editing where you just give the video a keyframe to focus on. Right, so you can use it to all those YouTube videos you see where the camera is moving from the person's mouth to the person's hand, or moving closer to the person's face, whereas the shot was just taken, the camera was just positioned in a static position, had taken a static position, but then the camera just keeps moving in the video. So how do they get that effect? That is what I'm going to show you now. So look at this video. It's just static. It just the camera is just static. Okay, that's though they position the camera at a particular position and the boy was then enjoying himself with his ball. So let's assume that we want the camera to follow the football. How are we going to do that? So I'm just going to highlight this video. Now there is this square, I'll call it square, at his bent, okay, on top. Let me use this highlighter to show us what I'm talking about. So look at this segment. This is the keyframe, right? So that's where I'm going to click to add. All right, so I'm going to click on it, but first, before I click on it, I want the video to start. I want the video to start off first in this full form. Then by the time it gets to this point, I want it to zoom in to the football. So at this point where I want it to zoom into the football, I'm going to click on my keyframe, right? I'm going to click on this segment right now. At this point, I've clicked it, so it has added a keyframe. Now I'm going to show the video. I'm going to show this editing app what I want it to focus on. So I want it to focus on this football. So this is what I want it to focus on at this point, right? So I leave it at that. I move again to this point, and I still want it to follow the football. So I'm also going to increase it and zoom it into the football. At this other point again, because it already knows that I'm adding keyframes, it's just going to continue that way. So at this point again, where the ball is going high, I still want it to follow the football, just the football alone. I don't even need to need the face of the person. And yet again, as the football is going down, I still want it at this point to follow the football. So anywhere you stop and click the screen is going to add a keyframe at that point. So it's just the football that is going to follow, only the football. That's what I want to be shown. At this point, I want it again to be on the football, right? But it's going to zoom out. I want it to be on the football, but it's going to zoom out. Now we continue our motion. At this point, I want it to get the leg of this guy and his face. This is how I want it to move. This is the keyframe at this point. I've set that. Then at this other point, I want it to follow the ball downwards. So once you touch your screen, it's going to add a keyframe there, right? Now continuity shots, I want the football to always be in the picture. So it's going to move again, and that way it continues up until I just continue like that. If that's what I want, if I just want it in one segment, I'm just going to put it in one segment. But if I want it in all the video for the focus to just be on the football throughout, then I'm going to continue that way until I get to the point that I am satisfied. All right, so this can actually be faster when you are okay with what you want, or when you know what you want rather. I just continue to set my keyframe up until I am done. So throughout this video, we're not going to be seeing the guy mainly. You're just going to follow the football and move to wherever the football is going. So I think I'm okay at this point. So I'll just leave it here. Right? Good. So remember that we had reduced the speed more. So I just want to put back the speed, increase the speed to make it faster, right? I'm just going to increase the speed to ×3. Awesome. So just 21 seconds. Awesome. So let's see our keyframe and see the outcome of this video. Right? So we see that at this point we did not add any keyframe. At this point, we are not seeing anything again. Let me highlight it. See where our keyframe stopped, right? So this is actually where we stopped. This is where our keyframe stopped. So if we want that, that means that the focus is just going to be on this particular scene up until the end. So if I want to return it to the full video, I'm going to add another keyframe. This is that keyframe. I want it to have the full video, right? So it should just show the football for a while and then go back to full screen. Yeah, so I think I'm good with this now. Let's just set it. Good. So that is how I'm going to leave it. So once it gets to this point, you should go back to the full screen. Once it gets to this point, you should go back to the full screen, and I want you to consume it as the full screen up until the end, right? So this is what I want. Let's see how it turns out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, did you see that? Did you understand exactly what I did, right? I hope you really saw what I did. So from the beginning, we've put our keyframe. The camera is just going to keep following the football up until we stopped our keyframe. Let's see that again. The football is on side, so it's as though the camera was just following the football up and down, whereas the camera was static. But in our editing, you get to do that. Awesome. So that is how you track your motion, and that is how you make the camera follow you, because this is just the initial video. It was just there, the camera was just there on this boy, but we had to now add what? Motion track. So you had to track the motion of the football. You had to follow the football. Now let me try it again on a face video, so you get to see what it can be on a face video. So in this video, I want it to zoom in from here. Let's say at this point, I want it to focus on my hand. All right, I want a place where my hand is showing well. Okay, so let's say at this point I want to focus, to leave the focus. Okay, this is the reason I split it here. So let's say I want, okay, we have a slow motion here. Let me return the slow motion to normal. Okay, 0.1. Awesome. All right, so let's say at this point I want to focus on my hand, right? So I want it to move from my face focus. At this point, I'm going to add a keyframe. Right, so I highlighted the segment and I'll add a keyframe. Good. So this is what I want it to be at this point. Now the next place where I want to add my keyframe is here, where I want the focus to be in my hand. So you're just going to move quickly to my hand, and I want it to continue like that in this. Okay, after that, when my hand disappears, I want it to go back to normal, right? So you're just going to zoom into my hand and zoom out to this point again, right? Okay, let's highlight it once again. I need to spread this out. Okay, so here is this point where my hand is to show. I want it to zoom into my hand at this point. And then after that, when my hand disappears, I want it to zoom out to my eyeglass. Okay, let's zoom it into my eyeglass, right? Then, or let's zoom it to my face. I want it to stay on my face for a while before it zooms out again and focuses on my hand again. Let's focus on my hand again. So we're going to move from my face to my hand. And after that, at this point, I want it to go back to my face. Okay, let's go back to the original video. So now let's play and see what we have here.
Just about to become exciting. In the masterclass, we are going to be teaching you the fundamentals. Yes.
As you see that movement, right?
To become exciting. In the masterclass, we are going to be teaching you the fundamentals. Yes.
So it moved from my hand to my face to my hand and back to number. This is what we wanted to get, and that is how I just made this camera follow me.
In the masterclass, we are going to be teaching you the fundamentals. Yes.
Right. So depending on the motion I want it to. Okay, in this other place, let's say my hand is here, and I want it to move from my hand here. At this point, I want it to focus on my hand. So I'm going to highlight it and click on my keyframe. And at this point, I want the focus to be on my hand. And then I want it to move from my hand at this point and keep showing just my hand alone. And at this point, move again to my hand, right? And then continue showing my hand. Okay, showing my body up until, let's say, another point. I want it to come back to my face. All right, so we just put 3 keyframes. Let's see what that gives us.
Do the fundamentals. Yes. to prep you again and to remind you of everything you have learned in the basic class. And then we'll delve into the juicy part of video editing. You're going to be learning everything about video editing.
Okay, so this one was quite slow. So depending on how the distance was actually far, they were far from themselves. So depending on exactly what you want, at this point, I want it to be on my full face. Let's start with my full face first. And then it moves from my full face to my hand. And from my hand moves back to normal. Okay, so I think that works.
And then we'll delve into the juicy part of video editing. You're going to be learning everything about video editing, what it is.
So you see that movement, right? So the movement was not done when the person was videoing. It was done when we are editing. It was done when we were editing. So that is how we motion track. So you can also use it to zoom in your face. Okay, for those of us that do YouTube video, you can use it to zoom in your face. Maybe you've been talking at this point, we can put a keyframe here and we start it up here first as a normal, okay, the whole face. Now add another keyframe where it's going to just zoom into my face. Okay, so if you want to reduce the ratio, zoom into my face a bit, and then we want to reduce the ratio again, we can at this point move it to the side so that my face will just be one side. So we are just changing the different appearances of the video, right? Then we can also move it again to this side. You should stay a bit and move to this side, and then after a while you should come back to the center. So we are seeing that the motion, there is going to be motion in this video as though the camera was moving. All right, so let's try and see what we have here.
How to use your style, how to use your effects, your soundtracks, how to add music, audio backgrounds, audio backgrounds or background music. You're going to learn how to use your text and how to freestyle with the text area. You're also going to learn how to freeze and unfreeze, how to clone.
Awesome, guys. So you see how it moved, all right? So if I want it to be faster, I can make it to be faster. All right, so let's try to do this. Let's try to make it very fast. Good. Because of the distance, it would take time to move from one keyframe to the next keyframe. You see that? It's going to take this length of time, but let's assume that I want it to be very fast. I just want it to move from face to face. I'm just going to reduce the distance between the keyframes, right? So here I want it to be on this, the next minute, the next few seconds. Let me widen this a bit, try to be fast. Okay, so the next few seconds I'm going to fix in another keyframe here. So it's going to move very fast. In the next few seconds I want it by the side. In the next few seconds I want it at the other side. In the next few seconds I want it back to what it was before. Awesome. So let's see this, guys.
And a whole lot about the different features that come.
See that? Did you see that? So it was very fast.
So a whole lot about the different features that come with it.
So there could be a movement I will make, and I want it to follow the movement of my face on my hand. I'll just use my keyframe and fix it. So I just want the camera to just move a bit.
About the different features that come with
awesome. So it can just be me showing something or moving from one side to another, but it just depending on what I want to achieve. But that is how you can make the video, the camera to follow you, to follow your face, right? To follow you or to follow a motion that you want it to follow, right? Whereas the camera was initially static. So this is how to achieve that, guys. I hope you are going to try it. This is slow motion track, and how to make the camera follow you. This is just what I showed you now, and you can try it in your YouTube video, your Instagram video, any video at all you want to do. You can just use that motion track and try to change up the statutory position of the camera, right? Just try to touch it up in the editing app and give some life to it. So I hope this was understood clearly. Thank you.